Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another match reaction where I'm going to be talking about the Blades. One, winning the game. Two, being top of the league. It's absolutely fantastic right now to be a Blade. We're all buzzing. I've just this second got back from Preston. What a day. What a fantastic day it was. The crowd was amazing. Um, the atmosphere was just incredible. Really enjoyed today. Really enjoyed today. And none of it would have happened if it wasn't for Mr. Bob Harris, Mr. Sheffield United left back from a few years gone by. We did a video with him, a podcast on this channel, which you've probably already seen. Well, you better have seen it. And he wanted to invite us to the Blackpool game last season because he lives in Blackpool. He wanted to invite us to the Blackpool game last season, but it was a Tuesday night. I couldn't get the day off work to get down there and obviously to get back and stuff. So we didn't do that, and we decided to do Preston instead, which is 15 minutes away. I think he said it was on the train. So yeah, myself and Hal were invited by him. I might name drop him a few times in this video because I was sat next to him and we were like bouncing off each other like best mates do. But yeah, he invited myself and Hal, and his little boy was there, which I think we've converted his little boy into a Sheffield United fan, which Bob Harris might not be too happy about that, to be fair, if he's got to drive from Blackpool to Sheffield every other week. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But no, it was fantastic sitting next to the guys. Also, it was obviously Hal's last game, so Hal's not going to be going to any more Sheffield United games for a good while because he's moving to Cyprus, which I think is mentioned once or twice on this channel and on Twitter. So you might know about that. If you do, go over and show him some love on Twitter or wherever. Or Instagram or wherever. It's yeah, he'll absolutely love that. Also, last night I was at one of my best mates' wedding. I was a groomsman at his wedding. Felt horrendous this morning. Very nearly was like, I can't physically get to Preston. I'm so hungover. I'm so glad I got over it and grew some balls and put my big boy pants on and got to Preston because it wasn't the best game. Again, that's 2 away games in a week where we've not particularly played at the top of our game and we have still won. That is what you want to see. That is what you want to see. So yeah, 2-0 win. The Blades go marching on. Let's start from the beginning. A change which I was a bit shocked about. Brewster coming in for Doyle. I think Doyle's been great recently. Maybe it wasn't his best game against Swansea, but a lot of players played below par in that game. So I was really shocked because I thought Preston were a really snappy side. Lots of getting stuck in, lots of fouling, lots of pulling people down unnecessarily at times. And I think Doyle, it would have been his game. I think he'd have loved that. He'd have absolutely relished that. But Ryan Brewster played in a funny sort of left wing striker, left wing back sort of role. Because in the first kind of 5 or 10 minutes, the amount of times he cleared the ball from left wing back was just mental. Like, I didn't know why he was there. But yeah, Slav played him on the wing and he was terrible. Fair enough. He's a striker playing on the wing. And he played a little bit on the wing today. I don't think we saw the best of him on the wing. I don't think it was a massively his best game of the season, but I think it was due to because he was kind of playing out of position, like all over the place. Like Ollie Mack was the furthest forward striker, so I don't think he really relished being kind of like a playmaker / winger at times. But what I will talk about is a Brewster chance right at the start where Ollie Norwood plays the ball with his outside of his foot. Absolutely beautiful ball from Ollie Norwood, this. And then it just bounces up for Ryan Brewster. The keeper's off his line. He lobs him. It just goes wide. Now, it might not have just gone wide. We were in the away end, the other side. To us, it looked like it were in. We were destined for that far corner. It might have been miles away. But it was a fantastic, well-worked opportunity. Great ball from Norwood. And if that had gone in, that'd have been one of the goals of the season already. And there's already about 10 goals of the seasons that we've got. But that ball from Norwood and then a little lob from Brewster, it would have been hard to beat that. It really would have been. And it might not have even been the goal of the day if it went in. Because, yeah, on that 40th minute, Illiman and Dye scored a very, very good goal. But before we get onto that, there was a shot blocked by McBurney. George Baldock gets down the wing onto the byline, pulls it back. McBurney gets his shot blocked. So, yeah, that could have been destined for the goal, but it wasn't. But from the 8th minute all the way to probably just before our goal on the 40th minute, Preston dominated us. They really, really did. And I wouldn't feel right if I didn't come on here and say that, because Preston were really good, except for the shooting and the fact maybe the final ball. A lot of their shots were from outside the box. I think it was Alan Brown that curled a right-footed effort towards Wes's top corner, and Wes was struggling a little bit there, but it went over the bar. I think Wes kind of had it covered anyway, but it was a great strike. There were a few more strikes like that, but mostly over the bar, wide. There was one little lovely ball into the box, which Troy Parrott, I think it was, little lovely glancing header to the striker, and the striker put it well wide of the goal. I was really nervous at that point, but they didn't test Wes once, I don't think, in that first half. And if they had a shot on target, it wasn't anything to worry about. I think I do remember one now that was either a little flick or a header down, and he just like, thank you. Is that all? So yeah, 40th minute comes, and Ben Whiteman, Ben Whiteman that used to play for the Blades, came through the academy. I really, really like. I really rate Ben Whiteman, and to go from going to Donny to working his way back up the league to get to the Championship, where we were in League One at the time when Ben Whiteman couldn't get into our side. He's got into the Championship, so fair play to Ben Whiteman for doing that. He's a great player. He really is. And there's a reason why he's playing for Preston in the Championship, doing really well. But this doesn't put him in a great light because he messes about with it on the edge of the box. I say mess about, he just turned pretty much into Illiman and Dye, who was sniffing around trying to nick the ball, and he nicks it off him. He drags him. He then lets him go because he's thinking, if I drag him anymore, he's going down, and that's a penalty. And then Dye goes to have a shot. He fakes it. He sends everybody to the shops for a paper, and then he carries on his run. He's going further and further and further away from goal, but he hits the ball at that front stick. He hits the front stick, the inside of the front post, and it fires across the other side of the goal and into the side netting. Now, I was worried about this. I thought he'd messed it up. I thought he'd hit the post. It was going to ping out. Because normally when you hit the ball and you hit the post, just the inside of the post, it just glances the post and goes in. This one took an absolute bounce off it and went in the other side. So, no, it was very, very nice to see that one nestle in the back of the net. And it seemed like he'd run off celebrating before he even knew it got in the goal. But I've watched it back since I've got home. And, yeah, it hits the inside of the post. And he's watching it as he's kind of running away. He's watching it, and it goes into that net, and then he's off. He's off like a greyhound, running around like a madman again. And that's great to see. I love him so much. He is my favourite player that plays for Sheffield United right now. He really is. He's so exciting to watch, and I'm just so surprised that no Premier League clubs have tried to come in for him and like, he had a decent season last season, a very good end to last season. Don't get me wrong, I don't want any Premier League clubs coming in for him. But just the fact that we didn't hear any sort of rumours about anyone trying to sign him just bamboozles my brain. Because, yeah, he was very, like, and it still is really to some extent. He's not massively consistent, but what players who are that skillful and that good at football, how many of them are actually that consistent? Because he's a genius. He really is. And the composure to look like you're going to take a shot and then push it past them and find the back of the net was just wondrous. And just before that, I can't remember who it is, but somebody took a wild swipe, and Bob Harris just turned around and said to me, "Need more composure there. That's poor composure." And I said to him, The only players for me that have composure in that final third, where it's like the ball comes to them and the brain's ticking before the ball's even come to them, and they're like, right, what are they all going to do? Anticipate where players are going to move. That's what Ndai did. He went to have a shot and he thought everyone's going to dive at this. I'm going to take it round him, which is exactly what happened. And a few times today, I won't mention any names for people thinking that I'm having a go at them. But a few players today saw their names on the back pages of the newspaper and just slashed at it a fair few times. And then he was like, "Yeah, composure." And I said the only two players that have composure for the Blades in those positions are Illiman Ndiaye and Sanderberger. And exactly that exactly that happened. Illiman Ndiaye scores his great goal. And then in the second half, Sander nearly messed it up, but he created the goal for McBurney to just slot in the back of the net. And oh, so good. Anyway, so yeah, before that goal, Preston did dominate and they could have snuck one in front, but they didn't. And we got that goal. And that's the thing. That's what teams that are going to go up do. That's what they do. If they're struggling for a performance, they're not playing particularly well, but they have a little purple patch in like a 5 minute purple patch and then grab that goal. We didn't need a second goal. Obviously, they didn't score, but that's sometimes all you need. That one goal, that one little bit of magic to win you a game. And we got that second goal, thank God. But if it didn't come, yeah, the defense were fantastic as well. Anyway, so we go in at half time. I remember Hal looking over to me and saying, just before we'd scored, we need half time. And I was like, we absolutely do. We really do, because we struggled so much in that kind of half an hour period between the kind of 10th and the 40th minute. So it was great to see us nab that goal just before half time, because that's a completely different second half then, because their manager would have been like, "You're doing really well. You just need to continue this. Like, you're probably the better side," which I think for the most part, Preston were the better side today. They were just not very good in front of goal and couldn't find that final pass a lot of the time. But apologies. But yeah, so into the second half, the Blades again. I think Preston came out slightly better. But yeah, in the 62nd minute for me, Norwood. I turned to Hal and said, "This is going to be a goal. This obviously just messing about." And it was a corner that Norwood were putting in, and he plays this corner in. I said, "Yeah." I said to him, "Film this. Film this. It's definitely going in." The first one, I think he put the ball into the box, and then the referee blew up for some pushing or something. The second one that he took, Egan flicks it on, and the goalkeeper's behind his line. I think his hands are just in front of the line, suspiciously close to the line, but he pushes it out, and it wasn't a goal. But VAR on that. If VAR's in play for us, who knows? It may have been a goal, but that's in the 62nd minute, and the Blades were okay. We were looking after the ball all right, but Preston were coming at us. But again, they didn't really create too many chances. There was just one. I think it was Daniel Johnson where he hit it sweetly, and Wes made a great save down low to his left-hand side. Great shot, great push away. Fantastic. And then in the 75th minute, I don't know whether Johnson's shot was before or after the goal, but in the 75th minute, the Blades finished the game off with a lovely work goal. That's two Preston defensive players getting the ball nicked off them. Ben Whiteman in the first goal for Ndiaye, and then their defender, I don't know who it was, in the 75th minute. Sander nicks the ball off him. He heads it past him. He just muscles him off. He goes down to the floor. No chance of a free kick there. Sander takes it into the box. At this point, it looks like he doesn't know what he wants to do. Like I expected Sander to just drive towards the goal and just smash it in. But he takes it timidly towards the goal. He knocks it on with his left foot. He's knocked it way too hard. And I'm thinking, oh, God, he's messed this up. How's he messed this up? We've got so much room. And the keeper flies out. He's just hit it a little bit too hard. but not hard enough for the goalkeeper to come and collect it. The goalkeeper flies out, and actually, that big touch, that big touch, really helped him because it made his mind up what he had to do. And if it had gone up to the goalkeeper and passed it to McBurney, he might have given it away. But the fact that he obviously took the bad touch, the keeper flies out, he just flicks it to McBurney, and McBurney just rolls it into the back of the net to make it 2-0 and game over. But before the 90th minute or the 90 whatever, in the 85th, I think that Preston should have had a penalty. Their player got in behind the Nell. He kind of drags him. The play goes down and nothing's given. All I want to say is, if that was Sheffield United, I would be livid. And the thing is, the referee could have easily bottled it and given them the penalty, because if that was 1-0 and he was given a penalty there, that takes some bottle. But at 2-0, we've got some daylight. I thought that he would have given it because, one, I thought it was a penalty, and two, that doesn't change the result. It obviously puts more pressure on us, but it doesn't change the result. It's still a Blades win at that point. So yeah, fair play to the referee. He stuck by his guns. He didn't think it was a penalty, and there you go. He didn't give it. So just looking at the stats, 57% ball possession for Preston, 43 for the Blades, even though I think a lot of the time they just didn't really have it in the right areas. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with taking 43% and coming away with 2 goals. The thing was, they had 18 goal attempts as well and only 3 on target. We had double their amount of shots on target and we had less shots in the game. So what does that say? What does that say? 9 blocked shots, Preston, which that shows that the boys were throwing their bodies in front of the ball. Lots of last-ditch tackles, lots of great last-ditch tackles, lots of blocks from Norwood and everyone throwing themselves at everything. It was just a great day for the Blades. Like, I'm not saying that we played them off the park. We weren't fantastic, but 2 little, I'd say, errors from Preston players, and then we just took advantage. Illy's first goal was beautiful. And Sander, obviously, he did really well to nab the ball off the Preston player. And yeah, Ollie getting his goal. Is that 4? No, 3 and 4 for Ollie, or is it 4 in 5? I can't remember, but Ollie McBurney is certainly on fire. McBurney's on fire. I don't think that's a song. That's definitely not a song. But no, another great day for the Blades. Another win. It keeps us top. And with Norwich drawing today at home to West Brom, nearly lost it as well. They were 1-0 down. It was just fantastic to see the Blades go 3 points top of the league and 5 points clear of third. A lot of people saying they want the Blades to kind of get far and away from everybody else. That's obviously what I want too. But I want to see a big kind of a big gap between first and second and third. That's what I want, because if we can get a kind of 6 to 8 point gap between first and third, we could run away with it and we could be going up and just battling for that top spot. My dad kept saying to me over and over again that he's never seen us win the second division or the championship, if you like. And he wants us to. We've obviously won League One. That was fantastic. It's one of my favourite seasons about being a Blade. But to win the second, like, we're never going to win the Premier League, ever. But to win the second division would be great. It would be great to see. Great to see us lift another trophy. And yeah, I might be getting ahead of myself here, but looking at this, 2 wins in a week away from home, which we've always struggled with. We lost at home to Watford. We were really poor first game of the season. We then threw away 2 leads against Borough as well. Two leads or 3? Yeah, 2 leads. Sorry, yeah, 2 leads. And then for the Blades to bounce back, beat Swansea, beat Preston. Swansea, notorious place where we go and we do not pick up wins or even score goals. Preston, obviously, we beat them in the promotion winning season with McGoldrick scoring. But I've been to Preston a lot. And I've seen us lose a lot at Preston as well. So it's great to see the boys picking up the win. There was a lot of loose passes today, a lot of loose passes. We weren't at it. We really weren't for the most part. I thought Sander was okay. Like he did he did go at them, but he kept giving the ball away way too much. Norwood gave the ball away a lot as well. And yeah, we just weren't at it today. If we'd have been that Sheffield United team that we've seen at home so many times and just dismantle teams, this could have been 3 or 4-0 today. But Preston were the better team on the whole for me. But that's what you need to do when you're top of the league. You need to not play very well and win these games, and that's certainly what we did today. Now moving into the comments, Hal moving, he hadn't mentioned it exactly. This team feels so special, I swear. That's exactly what I tweeted out, Callum. It's exactly what it was. It's great. And it's also great for Heke as well, because Heke, his managerial career was done and dusted before the Blades. He was great at Barnsley. Leeds, he had a torrid time. And then Hibs, he had a really bad time as well. So he's built his profile back up with this appointment at United. And the players have helped him out as well, because the players have been great, but Heke has been fantastic. He really has. And making good substitutions at the right time too. I really feel like he's got better. Last season, I think some of the substitutions that he made were a bit odd, and I don't think we all agreed with them. But this season, I don't think he's put many feet wrong, shall we say. I think the only thing that I would have done differently, first game of the season, Watford, we didn't go for the jugular. We didn't bring Khadra on. Oh, we did bring Khadra on. I'm thinking of a different game. Let's move on from that. But yeah, there's been loads of games this season where Heke's just made the right substitution just at the right time. Dominated, but came up with no decent shots in that first 5 to 40 minutes. Did we dominate for 40 minutes? I'm not sure about that. Fair play from Preston, putting a good challenge, not enough to beat the mighty Blades. Exactly. Yeah, I think we would be here at the start of the season. No, I didn't, but I ain't complaining. I'm glad you're not complaining, Joe. I'm glad you're not. 3 away wins on the trot. When did that happen the last time? Fantastic result. Let's enjoy being top of the league. Exactly. No arguments on Twitter, guys. Like, we don't want no arguments. We don't want no one in the comments moaning about anything. We're top of the league by 3 points after, 10 games now? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Another brilliant win. What more can we ask for? The Blades bandwagon rolls on. HMS Pistol League. I think that's what they usually say. Is it past the watershed? I don't know what time the watershed is, but we're not far away. We're fine. The Prince will have to stay strong in January, as the Prem will definitely come sniffing for Ndai and possibly Egan. That's a good shout. One thing that I will say is in a negative for today, we got caught a lot with the defensive line being so high and lots of balls round and over. And we're not good at that. And we will concede goals away from home by having this high line. Now, the reason why we have the high line is because we want to be on the front foot. We want to be attack. And we want everybody moving up together. But when you're that high up and you're against pacey players, I don't particularly think Preston had pacey players, especially not up front. But there were a lot of balls round the side where they were getting through. They were getting through at will, especially in that first half. But we managed to obviously keep the scoreline to 0. Blades playing good makes the watch along more fun for us. Yes, Chad. Big clap for Chad. Chad was fantastic. I've already watched some of the watch along back. Really, really enjoyed your celebrations as well. Saying exactly what I was thinking in the stands as well. So if you haven't watched the watch along, please make sure you do from now on. If you're not going to the game, watch the watch along. It's fantastic. And Chad chaired the watch along brilliantly today, with Robert being his Gary Neville to his Martin Tyler, you could say. From strength to strength, proud to be a Blade, and more so of late. Absolutely. We ground out an away win, clean sheet, confidence high, nice break, 2.3 points per game and 3 points clear. Whoa, 21.7% of games played. That's scary just thinking of that. I actually don't want the season to end. I really don't, because I do, because I want us to go up. But we're playing so well. I'm just really enjoying seeing him play football. I really am. Sander looked like he took away too heavy touch, but managed to poke it to McBurney. Yeah, that were thank God for that. Thank God for that. Think the reason why there was no last interest in Dye last season was because of Morgan Gibbs White. Was Yep, you're probably right there. You're probably right. But and Dye had been great up to the transfer window closing as well. So you thought that a big club may have come in and just give us 10 million and seen if we were going to accept it. He's worth it. If Morgan Gibbs White is worth 45 million, worth about 60 anyway, let's be honest. 10 games in, and Diamond Burney have 9 goals between them already. Great to see our forwards stepping up this season. Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. Um, wasn't poor against Watford. Footy gods don't like us winning the first game of the season. I think we were poor against Watford, mate. I really do. But I think it just showed what we needed to do. I think looking at that Watford game and how poorly we played in places, and the really silly goal that we gave away probably spurred us on to go on this amazing run. That's what is that? 9 games unbeaten right now. We've only lost 1 game away, first game of the season. It's incredible. 3 back-to-back away wins. Yep, that's it. Absolutely amazing, Blades. Roll in October. Egan is worth 30 million, no questions asked. Possibly, with the way the world's going, he probably is worth 30 million, isn't he? Let's be honest. Right, that's me all done. Blades, go and enjoy your Saturday evening. We're already on 8:25 p.m. if you're watching this live. If you're not, could be any time of the day, any time at all. You could be watching this at 3 o'clock in the morning. I hope you enjoy it, as well as everybody watching it live. Thank you very much for watching. We now go into an international break. And yeah, let's just enjoy being top of the league for a few weeks. Thanks for watching, Blades. See you next time.